the choice. Popularity with the people was the final criterion. Where there was an embarrassment of riches, as in the case of the French, Italian, and Chinese restaurants, the selection was entirely personal. Also listed in the book are the radio stations which broadcast foreign language programs, theaters presenting foreign films, special lists which deal with foreign trade, consular offices, intercultural organizations, foreign language collections, and in public, private libraries, and calendar festivals. The foreign-born white population of the San Francisco-Oakland metropolitan area is 246,000 people out of a total population of 2.2 million. This is a slight increase over 1940. Where 243 were foreign-born, were counted. This number refers only to foreign. This number refers only to foreign-born white, since the U.S. Census has no separate enumerations for foreign-born non-whites. Non-whites are classified by racial groups, and no distinction is made between native or foreign-born. Okay. The 1950 census gives 209,000 as the number of non-whites in the Bay Area, a threefold increase over the 63,000 of 1940. Negro inhabitants increased from 19,000 to 146,000. The Chinese, 25 to 34,000, Japanese, 12 to 13, and other non-white peoples, mostly Filipinos, from 6 to 13,000. Between 40 and 1950. San Francisco's foreign-born white population is 120,000 out of total 780,000 foreign-born white population. Okay, the non-white population, 81,000. Of this number, 43,000 are Negro, 24,000 Chinese, 5,000 Japanese, 7,000 other Negroes, increased over 800% from 1940, 4,800. The Chinese population increased by about 40%, the Japanese 5.7%, other non-whites 95%. Of 6 cities in the country most closely corresponding in size only to San Francisco, only Boston has a larger percentage for foreign-born white population. Boston, Massachusetts. On the West Coast, San Francisco has the largest percentage of foreign-born whites, but LA and Oakland have more non-whites in proportion to the population. With the general decrease in the foreign-born population of the U.S. Since the first exclusion laws of the 20s, there has been a decrease in the foreign-born decrease in the foreign-born white population as a whole, although some ethnic groups have increased. The almost static growth of the foreign-born population of the San Francisco-Oakland metropolitan area is in contrast to the decrease in San Francisco. Okay, so in San Francisco it declined, but in Oakland it increased. This is due to several factors, chiefly the Great Migration from other sections of the country to the West Coast and the movement from the city to the suburban foreign-born from Midwestern industrial centers have settled in great numbers about the Bay region. Particularly in East Bay cities, and many thousands of former San Franciscans of foreign birth have moved to regions further out from the city. The decrease of foreign-born in San Francisco has not been as sharp as in other large urban centers, for the city is a favorite place of settlement for Latin Americans, a new source of immigration which is only in its first stage. The small decrease in the city is also due to the numbers of refugees and displaced persons who have arrived within the past 10 years. First, those from fascism, later, and even at the present time, those from communism. The addition of wives and children of American citizens, especially the GI brides, should also be considered. The decrease in the number of foreign-born in San Francisco and the small increase in the Bay Area has not resulted in a corresponding decrease in the transplanted cultural life of the foreign-born. Okay. Number of foreign-born. So, okay. It's like, I got it. Decrease in the number of foreign-born. While many old country ways and habits have disappeared, there has been an astonishing survival of the multicolored. The intriguing, the archaic, the fanciful, the sublime philosophies, folkways, customs, lore, festivals. Ancient traditions persist, while at the same time new ideas, new techniques of living are gaining ground. To many foreign-born and to their American-born children, Americanization has meant merely the adopting of only those elements of American life which are necessary to the adjustment to conditions and to the fulfillment of a more comfortable way of life. They have accepted the outward trappings of American life, but have retained at times knowingly and appreciatively at other times, with the line of least resistance, the traditions of a folk people. For every immigrant to America has brought along with his personal possessions a pile of invisible luggage. They are folk people with a common body of tradition.